Hey, everybody, and welcome back for another deep dive with us. Today, we're going to be talking about something that I think is really interesting. It's kind of the big story in the tech world right now, and it has to do with Intel, the chip maker. And they recently announced that they're going to be delaying the opening of their new chip factory in Ohio. A pretty big delay, too. Like, they're supposed to open it up in 2025, but now they're saying it's not going to be ready until 2030, so full 5 years. And this factory is a big deal. It's like a massive project, something like a $100 billion project. So, a 5-year delay is a pretty big setback. And so we wanted to kind of dig into this a little bit today and talk about some of the implications. So first of all, what's the official reason for the delay? Well, Intel says that it's because they need to better align production with market demand and also to manage their resources more responsibly, which, on the surface, that sounds reasonable enough. I think there's probably a lot more to the story than that. And, one thing to consider is that Intel has been struggling a bit lately. I mean, they used to be the absolute top dog in the semiconductor world, but they've kind of lost some ground in recent years, and their stock value has really taken a hit. Like in the past year alone, their stock has dropped by something like 60%. So that's a pretty big deal. And they've also had to make some pretty significant job cuts. They laid off like 15% of their workforce, and then they even replaced their CEO back in December. So it's pretty clear that things haven't been going great for them. And one of the main reasons for that, I think, is that they really missed out on the whole artificial intelligence boom. Like, while other companies like Nvidia were really capitalizing on that trend, Intel kind of dropped the ball. And, it's really cost them because AI is a huge market now, and it's only going to get bigger. So, this delay in the Ohio factory is just kind of another sign that Intel is having some trouble keeping up. It's actually raising some questions about their future. Like, some analysts are even wondering if they might become a takeover target. If a larger tech company might come in and just buy it up, which would have been unthinkable a few years ago. But, things change. And now it's a real possibility. But, one of the most interesting things about all of this to me is that Intel was actually a major beneficiary of the Seed HPS and Science Act, which, was that big piece of legislation that the U.S. government passed to try to boost domestic semiconductor production. And Intel received something like $8 billion in grants from that act back in November of 2023, which was supposed to help them build this factory in Ohio. So, it's kind of ironic that they're now delaying the factory by getting all this government funding. And, it makes you wonder what's going to happen to the CHPSI and whether it's actually going to be successful in achieving its goals. Because, the whole point of the act was to make sure that the U.S. has a steady supply of semiconductors, which are essential for all sorts of things these days, from smartphones and computers to cars and military equipment. So it's a really important issue. And this delay by Intel is just kind of throwing a wrench into the whole thing. So, it's a really interesting situation, and it's one that's worth paying attention to because it could have some pretty big implications for the future of the tech industry and for the U.S. economy as a whole. So, what do you guys think about all this? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our future deep dives. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.